in those profits, right? So that's what's been happening forever. So you got to understand, if that's the system that you're currently in, do you want to stay in that system? Is that system fair? Is that system benefiting you? If you can say no, that doesn't make sense. I don't like that, right? Okay, well, what are we going to do about it? That's the next step. What are we going to do about it? And once you figure out that I need to do something about it, then you start educating yourself. And it's true. Like right now, we are the bank. If you coming into this space, understand that you are the bank now. So keeping your bank account, keeping your assets safe, getting certain wallets that you need to get to make sure that you're keeping certain things offline. All of these things are a necessary thing that you have to take advantage of. But at the end of the day, it's taking responsibility. At the end of the day, it's taking responsibility. If you're allowing somebody else to dictate what your financial future will be, you're not in control of your life.
Very good. Thank you for that. Brother Jeff?
Firstly, thank you, Brother Terrell. Fantastic and excellent presentation. And thanks again, Spiritual Injection, for another edifying series. Brother Terrell, you made reference to speaking to your son in relation to economics. And, you don't look like a very elderly man, but you look like a young man. And I'm sure your son is a certain age. How important is it, one, for us as adults to be involved in the education of this space, but also those of us who have young children or teenage children, how important is it for us to encourage them to get involved in this space?
I mean, thank you for the question, man. It's paramount. I don't want to be too but it's life or death. I feel that way, because like we were speaking on early, if you have financial freedom, then you dictate your water, your gas, your lights, you dictate everything. Like we had a snowstorm here in Texas, and basically the light company decided that who got lights and who didn't get lights, right? Like if you're not in control of your existence, then you can, I mean, it's not a good thing. I'll just say that. But as far as like talking to the generation, like for me, I didn't come from money. Like my mom was a worker. She retired from 2 jobs. My dad retired from the phone company. Like, and to the day that he passed, he was working. Had to go back to work because he lost everything. And my mom, right now, she well, not anymore, but she had been living on a fixed income, but she worked her whole life, so I didn't come from money. Nobody educated me about money. So now for me, it's imperative for my son. My son just turned 16 years old, and me and his mom is like, hey, you gotta work. But my thought process is, hey, you could either go get a job at the grocery store, or you can learn how to trade, or you can learn about investments, because regardless of the fact, a man has to learn how to earn, period. Like,
yes,
that's it. You have to learn how to earn money. So I think when we talk about, we talk about generational curses and things like that, I think bad finances is a generational curse, and it keeps a lot of us where we are for generations. So my goal is, mine won't do it. Again, my mom couldn't tell me nothing about being a millionaire or learn. All she knew how to tell me how to do is to, work hard. And I saw work ethic from that, but my mom did give me that, hey, you can't get rich working for somebody else. That's what she did tell me, so I gravitated to that, and I've never worked for, well, maybe 2 years out of my whole life, I've actually worked for somebody. Other than that, I've always done my own thing. So that's what I'm giving my kids. And this is another thing, especially for the kids. And if you grew up, like I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up 1980. We're probably that last generation of do it hard, work hard, do it that certain way. And these kids are not gonna be that. And we have to understand that doesn't make them lazy, that doesn't make them soft, that doesn't make them sorry. They have options. And we have to understand they have options and make sure that we help them understand their options, and that'll benefit them. So that's my thing on that. For the generation, for the kids, we have to be teaching these kids these soft skills, because working at the grocery stores and all that stuff, you can see it now. Like they about to do the Walmart. So there is no bagger jobs in a few years. There is no inventory jobs in a few. That's gone. So we have to teach our kids, we have to teach them how to code, teach them how to multiply money, like metaverse jobs, absolutely. Like we have to be doing these things and teaching, like getting them prepared for the future. Because if we preparing them for what happened 10 years ago, if we preparing them for what happened 5 years ago, we too late.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Because what I'm finding, Brother Terrell, is I'm working harder than I've ever worked before. But the areas that I'm working are harder is my eyes are working harder on screens and my fingers are working harder on my keyboard. Do you understand?
Absolutely. I
So
just told my son that.
Tired.
Yeah, I just told my son that.
Tired because I'm always looking at a screen, you know?
Yeah.
So the physical aspects of things, you know, work hard.
Dang.
Like, it really is just a slave teaching, bro. Like, that's just slavery and more slavery and more slavery. Because the cheek of somebody wanting to give us £10 for 60 minutes of our lives. Like, someone needs to get a slap around here. Do you understand what I mean? Like, come on, man, like £10 for 60 minutes of my life that I can never get back. Come on, man. That don't even make no sense. And for us to pass that over or onto our children, come on. That don't even make no sense.
We failed them. And
with all this opportunity in front of us.
Yeah.
And my vibe is if we could teach our young babies robotics, coding, and science of money, then they'll learn who they are about their identity from the highest level, because all they will be surrounded by are people who look like them, who are scientific in their approach to life.
Right.
So they will approach identity from a very healthy perspective.
Absolutely.
So another conversation for another time. But E.M. Robinson, you've been very patient, Miss Robinson. So please pose your question to our special guest this evening.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's actually M, but that's all good. Very insightful presentation. I have two questions actually, and maybe I should actually
you can ask one and you got to pay for the second question. The second question is $20.
That's fair enough.
Some Ethereum or some Bitcoin.
The second one would benefit everyone. Trust me on that. Okay, so the first question I have for you is, you have a course that you have put together, and I wanted to find out if you offer information on different ways to acquire passive income. And my question specifically is, do you teach on the DeFi space? And other than staking, what other techniques or methods do you incorporate to gain passive income in the DeFi space?
Okay, beautiful. Yes, I do. I do teach on all of it. DeFi space, you have staking, you have yield farms, and then they have a whole industry that's called hypes, right? And it's high interest yield platforms. And I actually just joined one. I joined a couple of them, but I have one that I did just the other day. And basically, you have to do your research or whatever, and everything comes with risk. But this particular one pays about 1% every 24 hours on your money. And then, like we spoke about compounding earlier, if you continuously put, and I have a whole spreadsheet that they provide or whatever, but I think I did like $700, and by the end of this year, that $700 will be around close to $400 to $500 a day in passive income. So those are some of the platforms that I'm looking at currently, because that has been my goal and been my that's been my mindset of, I know it's there. I know these people are paying out 1%, 3% a day, or whatever the case is. Let me research the best projects that I can. I always put my money where my mouth is, so I'm always testing it out myself. I'm always going to put my money in first, but let me see how this works. And the goal for me is to put myself in enough passive income projects where I'm making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a day passively. So that is my goal.